Um, Bill Wilson, one of the founders of Alcoholics Anonymous, somebody had said in my comment section, AA started out Christian. It did. Bill Wilson was Christian, and so were many of the early founders. They started off in the Oxford group. Bill Wilson didn't like the Oxford group because it was aggressively evangelical. It didn't want to help non-believers. So does that seem Christ-like? That's really what the churches are. The churches say, yeah, but they recognize Jesus. Okay, but when Jesus was here, did he heal people that were only Christian? Did he heal people only if they read the Torah? Did he heal people if they only went to the temple? Did he ever ask that before he healed anybody? No. So you're all a bunch of fools. And the very fact that none of you, from the science to the atheist to the Christian denominations, can see the error of your ways proves that what Jesus is holding up in front of all of you is that your ego, your self-will, your self-righteousness is the problem. So carry on all you want about Jesus and the blood and the atonement while completely disregarding that he's not healing anybody in your churches. I mean, they love to come around now and say, no, we are helping people. We have the 12 steps and we've changed them to Jesus. Right, and Jesus didn't want that. Because you're the ones in your ego, not God. God was just about wanting to help people. You all have turned, all of you denominations, your science, you all run on self-will. And then you want to put down people because you atheists are too weak to recognize that you're not God. I mean, talk about stupidity. The atheists are common sense people, but very stupid at the same time. Because what they hate is God. Okay, well then it's not the place for you, is it? You're not strong enough to set yourself aside. Because atheism is the religion of self. I mean, all of you people, you atheists, you're all woke. You Christian denominations that claim conservatism, but can't even see the error of your own damn ways. You science and you educators and you peer-reviewed and everything wrong with everything. Everything because it's all ego, self-will, I'm gonna do it. I mean, that's what runs the world, and look at how corrupt it all is. And yet then all of you have the audacity, rather than look at your own failed selves and how you don't operate on God's righteousness or any kind of smarts at all. You all operate on self-righteousness. My power, my will, I'll do it. Right, and look at the world. I mean, yeah, you did, woohoo, you go. Yeah. Got so much to be proud of there, evangelicals. I mean, those mega churches, yeah. Get to show your big, humongous church to the world and say, look at how grand we are. Yeah, because that's just so Jesus, isn't it? That's what he was about, sure. Well, you stand up on your platforms and talk about atoning for the blood, atoning for Christ, and those that don't say Jesus are damned, without a bit of common sense to say, wait a minute, why is Jesus healing 2 million people over there? Nope, you all just become good tools for the devil. So because the Oxford group didn't want to help non-believers, and because they were so rigid, Bill Wilson left it and they formed AA. For those that want to go after AA for the circle and the triangle, because it's Freemasonry and whatever, they haven't used that symbol since was it the 50s? I didn't know that though. No, maybe it's later, 80s. No, I'm not sure, because I remember seeing it. Because they'll give you a coin when you get 30 days, 90 days. It's just, it's just a little token. And they used to have that because the triangle is unity, service, recovery. Since everybody's woken up the past several years, everybody's, I've gone after people that try to go after AA. I'm like, don't even go there. because I spent too long in it. I know it's not a cult. Nobody ever asked anything from me. I don't even think anybody ever knew my last name unless it was somebody that, like when I met my ex-husband there. I mean, obviously he eventually knew my last name, but that's how little. Nobody asks anything of you. Nobody asks you give your phone number, not unless you're getting a sponsor and they need to be able to reach you and you have to reach them. I mean, so all of these arguments of people trying to destroy something, where I don't know what God is doing, but he's doing something in there that I've never seen done in the church. But what I can say is I think the reason that God isn't doing it in the church, not much, is because when all of you denominations said that there is no new revelation happening, you angered God. Because there is revelation. It happens in AA. And I think that's a lot of the reason you guys don't want to see the truth in the error of your ways. Why would you think for a minute that Jesus, when he's giving people the Holy Spirit, wouldn't still? Why would you think for a minute that the apostles, weren't the example of what everybody that has the Holy Spirit in them is? That's why I said recently, I'm not saying it in some arrogant, egotistical way, that most old timers in Alcoholics Anonymous don't even know it, but they're the modern day apostles. They would never see themselves that way, but then the apostles themselves never saw themselves as what they ended up going on to being. It seems to me that the way God shows his true self is in the places that people least expect. And I think it's obvious because none of the Christian denominations have the healing going on like AA does. I think it's obvious that you offended God when you all decided to say that the Bible is closed and there's no new revelation. That's what they all did. All the major Christian denominations did that. And if you read the Bible, that's denying God. It's like one of the worst things to do. You're denying the master. This is why Jesus spoke about they will speak of me with their lips, but really they deny me. Just like the Pharisees. And all because of their own self-righteousness, their own ego. I don't care what Christian church it is, it's all of them. They all should, stand up and do the right thing, and most people would say, what do you know? I don't. I just know that, for 30 plus years, I give my life over to God and I do his will. Something this world hates. Oh, they hate it. The science hates it. The medical industry hates it. The churches hate it. The Christian churches most especially. The atheists hate it. Yeah, the world hates it. Because the world says we don't want to operate on God's will. What is that? No, we don't. We'll pretend like we operate on God's will. That's what the Christian churches tell themselves. While the medical and the science and the experts say, well, God would want us to do this. We're helping people when really you're not in that area. And then the atheist just being nothing but a walking example of total hypocrisy and total, the religion of self, the very problem with the world in general. I mean, you guys all created the world. Way to go. Well, look at what you've done. You've all done a great job. Don't have enough common sense to see that maybe you're all the problem. And like that maybe AA the whole time was trying to tell you something, even though it wasn't. I mean, many times I thought AA should have slapped back at the churches. I did. Through my years of being in the AA rooms, I thought, why don't they ever say anything back to these churches? They don't. They never defend themselves. And, maybe that's the right thing to do. But no, I think it's time to start defending truly the people that operate on God's will. Because a bunch of you think you do, and you don't. And the rest of you try to play God, and yet you all fail everyone.